A high school student named Jenny is walking down the hall at the start of the movie as students applaud her. Jenny has a hot temper and finds it unacceptable when others make fun of those who are weaker than them. She was recently suspended for engaging in too many fights after assaulting some men for the same reason. The boys approach her outside the school, but they are afraid to confront her. They merely demand that she honor her word and abstain from going back to the school. Brack, Jenny's father, is a black belt in karate and the owner of a judo school. She began her martial arts training at a young age as a result of his influence. She also never loses when she battles the bullies for this reason. The daughter and her father transfer to a new school. Although Jenny is admitted, the teacher requests that she come to class only after a week due to midterm exams. She also cautions Jenny not to fight because just the previous week, a bully was suspended for acting violently. According to her father, Jenny doesn't bully. Rather, she enjoys engaging in physical combat with bullies because they torment the weaker individuals. After the meeting, Jenny is upset with her father for disclosing her past to the teacher. Brack explains that because there will undoubtedly be bullies at the new school as well, Jenny must develop her patience and ability to compromise. A group of students are assaulting a man named Alex outside the school because he wouldn't allow them to use his test paper as a cheat sheet. Jenny attempts to record the chaos on camera but is caught in the act by one of the guys. At first, she wants to report the bullying to the principal and deal with it properly. She turns to her old habits, though, when the girls make threats to beat her up. She successfully avoids their attack and defeats them with little to no effort. Alex is in awe of someone so strong and courageous. Jenny starts school for the first time a week later. Her class includes the men who were assaulted by her. They are ashamed that they were defeated by a girl, so they turn around and try to avoid her. Jenny realizes that Alex is a fellow student of hers. He is thrilled to see her once more and tries to strike up a conversation, but Jenny isn't interested. He approaches her after school and expresses gratitude for saving him. If he's really grateful, Jenny tells him to stay away from her. The next scene shows Alex's mother working a rude customer in their eatery. The man is intoxicated and won't pay for the meal. Alex stands up to assist his mother after he pushes her to the ground. However, the client becomes hostile and strikes him as well. He ultimately leaves without paying. Since Alex's father passed away a few years ago, they have encountered these clients quite frequently. The mother and son are frequently physically abused because they are unable to defend themselves. The following day at school, Shannon, a popular senior girl, approaches Jenny in the hallways and requests her phone. She wants to remove the video of her friends earlier bullying Alex. Shannon extends her hand to slap Jenny when she declines. Jenny, however, catches it with her quick reflexes and pushes her to the ground. Shannon is humiliated in front of everyone by the time it is over. Later on that day, Alex comes up to Jenny once more and requests that she teach him how to fight. She is initially hesitant to bring him to her father's judo class, but after learning that he wants to defend his mother, she agrees. Brack requires him to complete a form before inviting him to join the class the following day. Even more, he gives Jenny cash for bringing in a new student. The student council president of the school, Ron, is then introduced to us. His management of his position has earned him praise from the principal. In actuality, however, all the school bullies are Ron's henchmen. When things get out of hand, he protects them and provides for them. Ron intends to soon join a neighborhood gang. Harry is a friend of the highest order to him. They have been friends since they were young. As a form of self-defense, the friends initially engaged in physical combat, but recently Ron has changed. Harry doesn't like to hit and mug the students without justification, which has strained their friendship. When Shannon enters Ron's office one day to complain about Jenny, they are already there. She wants them to punish her for making her feel bad. Ron likes Shannon, but she prefers Harry, and the three of them are engaged in a love triangle. Jenny will be punished by the guys for disrespecting Shannon, they vow. Alex attends a judo lesson after school. He realizes it won't be simple after just 1 minute of training. He is required to perform as many push-ups, skips, and stretches as he can. Jenny trains alongside him and keeps him company, pushing him to perform better. The following day, Alex can hardly walk to school because of how sore he is from the practice. Jenny makes fun of him and claims that things will only get worse over time. Two men call Jenny to Ron's office during the intermission between classes. When she runs into Ron and Harry, she discovers that they had called her due to her argument with Shannon. Harry is intrigued by the fact that despite being strong seniors, Jenny doesn't seem in the least intimidated by them. She answers with confidence that she was only acting in self-defense when asked why she shoved Shannon. She also discusses the 4 students who banded together to attack Alex. Her actions enrage Ron, but Harry demands an apology from her. Even though it is obvious that she doesn't mean it, she does so and departs. Ron tries to call Harry out but is ignored because he rushed his words. Even though Harry is the president, people respect Ron more, which irritates Harry. Alex and Ginny can then be seen in the judo class. Despite being intelligent, attractive, and strong, Alex finds it odd that she doesn't have any friends. Ginny responds by saying that allowing people into her life will only give them the freedom to leave. Alex responds by saying that memories endure even after people pass away. Ginny is moved by his words, but she doesn't say as much. In the evening, Chris, the person who was suspended for bullying, is welcomed at a restaurant by Ron, Shannon, Harry, and their group. Except for Harry, who doesn't feel comfortable talking about beating people up. They all drink, smoke, and enjoy themselves. Ron is obviously envious that Shannon prefers Harry to him at the party. He admits that he is joining a gang when he and Harry are alone. Although he has already met the leader, he has not yet paid to enter. Harry explains to him calmly why it is not a good idea, but when he doesn't pay attention, they fight. A gangster by the name of Tay shows up to meet Ron the following day at school. He makes a threat to pay the entrance fee right away. Ron is wary of Tay because he is stronger than all of his henchmen put together. Tay wants Harry to join the gang even though Ron is chomping at the bit to do so. He even offers to waive the entrance fee for Harry because he is aware of his abilities. Harry reprimands him though and leaves. Ron is enraged and ready to strike someone when Tay leaves. He chooses Alex by coincidence and requests that Chris bring him to the office. Alex is approached by two boys who threaten him into joining them. They come to a stop when Harry asks them to defy Ron's commands. When Chris notices this, he slaps Harry for trying to act superior to Ron. Ginny arrives just then and calls for Alex to hurry to judo class. She assaults Chris when he tries to stop her. Harry is astounded to learn that she is a better fighter than he is. She appeals to him now even more than before. Later, he requests Alex's assistance in getting to Brack's judo class where he signs up to train with Alex and Ginny. She questions him about why he is being kind to them on his first day when he is also one of the bullies. Harry asserts that he has broken away from them and wants to develop his self-defense skills. The following day, Ginny and Shannon cross paths on the stairs. Despite the fact that she is a senior, Shannon calls her out for not saying good morning to her. Harry steps in and tells Ginny to leave for her class. Shannon confronts him and demands to know why he has been acting so distant lately. She tells him she loves him and laments the fact that he doesn't return her calls. But Harry makes it abundantly clear that she is just a friend. When Ginny and Harry are by themselves in the class that evening, she questions him about his motivations. He mentions that he once boxed in middle school and that he wants to keep practicing. Ginny decides to teach him a lesson and challenges him to a boxing match after learning that he once bullied people. Harry tries to intimidate her at first, but he is unsuccessful. She easily defeats him and admonishes him that violence is all that comes from power absent justice. The next scene shows Ron receiving a call from Tay, who coerces him into giving the entrance fee. Beginning on that day, Ron and his henchmen terrorize and threaten the students at the school in an effort to extort money. Alex tries to stop the bullies after noticing them bothering one of his classmates. They beat him up because he is still not strong enough to overcome them. He goes to judo class that evening and tells Brack everything that has been going on at school. A montage of Alex and Harry working hard to train follows the scene. They engage in constructive competition with one another, which only serves to benefit them. Brack leaves the kids alone when he moves to another city for work one day. They have a great time going to the movies and then the arcade. Harry then drives them to his favorite restaurant, which also happens to be Alex's mother's eatery. She is ecstatic that her son has friends at last. Harry and Ginny visit a grocery store on their way back home. Harry admits while speaking that his boxing coach used to beat him up every day. It took him 2 years to leave the dangerous setting. When he made friends with bad influences, he felt depressed and lonely. Ginny is willing to support him because she recognizes that he is making an effort to change. Harry inquires of Ron at school the following day about his activities. Ron reveals that he has joined them and has at last paid the gang leader. He will report to them as of tomorrow, and as a result, the gang will be in charge of the entire school. Harry berates his friend and begs him to reconsider his choice. The two argue, which quickly escalates into a physical altercation. Knowing that Harry likes Ginny, an irate Ron threatens to harm her. Later, Ron requests Shannon's assistance in capturing Ginny for him in exchange for helping her hook up with Harry. Ginny receives a text from Shannon while she is in the classroom, and Shannon calls her to the student council office. When she arrives, she is given a D that has been drugged. Shannon expresses her regret for everything she has done up to this point. Shannon pushes the tea away as Ginny prepares to sip it after realizing her error. Shannon receives a slap in the face from Ron after he storms in and abandons the plan. Then Ron starts punching Ginny while Chris has her in a headlock. She cries out in the grip but is powerless to fight back. Alex overhears the bullies in his class discussing Ron and Ginny in another location. He rushes to alert Harry after realizing that she is in difficulty. Ron answers the phone when Harry calls and invites him to the school if he wants to save her. As soon as Harry and Alex enter the school's auditorium, Chris and his henchmen surround them. They are attacked by the bullies, but this time they are trained to fight back. They take a lot of blows, but in the end they are able to vanquish all of the bullies. They then dash to the student council office where they discover Ginny has been restrained by Ron. If the guys get any closer or try to call the police, he threatens to kill her. Harry is then forced to kneel in front of him before being repeatedly kicked. As he approaches, Alex uses a trick that Brack taught him to attack him. Ron eventually defeats him, though. Ginny has now succeeded in escaping, and she is prepared to combat Ron. Despite being stronger than the guys, he is nothing more than a bully in Ginny's eyes. She attacks him relentlessly and dispatches him with ease. The final scene reveals that several female students are taking Brack's judo class and learning self-defense. Harry is signing up a team for the class as Alex and Ginny wait for their turn. Thank you for watching. Why don't you consider subscribing while you're here? We have the best recaps around and would love to have you part of our community. Thank you and see you in the next one.